Lanikia, and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is the Bold and the Beautiful edition. Ooh, guys, I don't know what to rate this. On a scale of 1 to 10, I guess if I rated on people who was getting on my nerves, I would give this a 7. Let's get into it. Today is Thursday, January the 26th, 2023. Um, I like seeing Finn and Liam have scenes together. This was a nice it was a filler. Yeah, but y'all know it was gonna be a filler. But it was a nice scene with these two just talking about parenthood and and being supportive, even though they're not the fathers of the children, still being supportive of each other. So Douglas is there playing with Kelly. They're at Finn's. Liam comes in. He's like, Douglas, you ready to go? He was like, can I stay a little bit longer? Excuse me. So of course Liam is like, yeah, I need to talk to Finn anyway. So they sit down and they start talking, and they just say it's so. Finn tells him it's so nice to see Douglas happy again. He was like, yeah, because his dad did a number on him, and he says, but Hope has been great, with his mother being gone. Hope has been wonderful, and thank God she stood up to take care of Douglas, because what could possibly happen to Douglas if he only had Thomas as his parent? And so Finn says, yeah, but you're a part of that too as well, Liam. You're a part of that, that maturing him and creating this safe and stable environment for him. You've done a lot in that too. And he said, yeah, because a boy needs to have that, and and you want to have a good relationship with your father, or with some male figure. And you could tell Liam was also thinking about Bill as well. And I thought they were going to go somewhere with that part of the conversation, but they didn't. And I would have liked to hear he and Finn have a conversation about that, because they both have these parents, because Bill is with his mom. Excuse me, Bill is with Finn's mom, and Sheila is with Liam's dad. So I would have liked to see more of a conversation between those two, but I get it. They didn't want to go into it. It was just about Douglas and Thomas, because that's the storyline now for right now. So they just say that, with Thomas doing everything that he's done, they're just happy that Douglas turned out so well as he has. And then, Liam tells Finn, thank you. Essentially, he tells him, thank you for being that father figure when I'm not around. You love Steffi, and you love our child like she's your own. And he says, well, you love Douglas like he's your own. And so they were just, it was nice to see. I don't know. I just enjoyed seeing like these two guys who they do have children with the women that they love, but they also have children. The women they love also have children by other people, and they still are like, yeah, but I love that child like they're my own. So it was nice to see. Even though it was a filler, I still enjoyed it. So then we go to Hope in Paris. Hope, this is not your friend. This is not your friend in Paris, because you know how narcissists have flying monkeys. Paris is a flying monkey. So Thomas gets close to Paris because he knows how she feels about him or whatever. So he gets close to Paris, and he sends her off to do his bidding. And his bidding right now is for her to find out what's in your head. What are you thinking? How are you feeling? What are where are your emotions? Where's your head at? And because you talk to anyone with, oh gosh, I'm not gonna even do it, but you'll talk to anyone, and you're so conflicted. Oh my gosh, they're such great designers, but Thomas knew me. I said, B, wait a minute, I'm like you, Eric. Y'all not gonna keep doing this to Zende. Yeah, like Zende does get a bad rap in all of this. Like, y'all, you don't give him a girl like that's only his. You won't give him someone that's only his. And then on top of that, you're acting like, oh, well, he's a good designer. Well, so get him his own line, or have his own person that he can work with or whatever, because he's getting a bad rap in this. But getting back to Hope, so you're confiding in Paris, which I don't know why you're doing this. Do you not have another friend that you could possibly confide in? But you're confiding in Paris, and you're telling her, oh, I'm just so confused. I don't know. And Paris is just eating it up. Yum, 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 yum. She's just eating it all up, because she knows she's a flying monkey, and she's about to go back and tell Thomas everything that you've told her. And Hope is pretty much saying, I'm conflicted. On one hand, oh my gosh, look what he did to my mother. Look what he did to our son. Oh, I can't do it. But then on another hand, but girl, I need this line. I mean, I want my career and I needed to pop up. So which one is it? Or is it family or is it career? That's what the decision is. And she could sit up here all she wants to and be like, oh, I have all these other people I have to think about. Girl, is it family or career? Because what I don't think is fair for her to do is to say, no, you can't see your son. No, I don't like the way you did my mother. No, you're fired. But oh, wait a minute, my career took a hit. So come on back over here and I'm gonna need y'all to help. But no, you still can't see your son. No, I still don't want you anywhere near. Girl, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You were the one who signed off on the line. It's supposed to be hope for the future. These are your these are not your creations, but these are your supposed to be your visions. What is your vision? You cannot tell me these two top designers completely missed your vision. I'm sorry, you cannot. What is your vision? Because if Thomas knew your vision and that's what it's supposed to be, then was it really yours or was it Thomas? And you just had your name on it. That I'm sorry. That's how I feel about it. Let's move on. I'm sorry, y'all. This is a deep dive. I wanted to do like a deep dive Wednesday and actually show the episode and stuff. But listen, I'm busy. I got busy and I couldn't do it. So I said I'll just go into a little deep dive on Thursday. So this is going to be a little longer review. And I understand if you're like, girl, I don't have time. I get it. Go ahead. Go ahead. I understand. But anyways, so then we go over here to Steffi and Thomas. Now, Thomas has come into this room because, he like, now, quiet as kept. Nobody doubts Thomas' talent because those designs he had, gorgeous. They were spectacular. Where were those when that last line came out? Because is that too much material? Because if we see this the next time y'all have a fashion show, that's what I want to see. Not that crap y'all showed us last time. I'm sorry, I didn't like it. I didn't like Hope in that showstopper walking down looking like she was on rollerblades because she was mannequin and just I didn't even understand it. Like I opened those curtains and she was just standing there. I said, "Oh, Thomas really did make you a mannequin." But anyways, child, I want to see a fashion show with those designs. I'll watch that. I really want to see that because I didn't even like I was like, this is a waste of time because I didn't like the fashion. So I was like, oh, I don't like this episode. But if you show me that, I'll watch it and be intrigued. So he has these designs laid out and they are gorgeous. And Steffi even like, these are nice. She said, but Thomas, what you did? He said, I know I was wrong for what I did. She was like, wrong? He was like, yes, I regret what I did. I just wanted our parents together. And that's the problem with you, Thomas. That is the problem. That is what we've been saying. I know people like Thomas. And I get it. And I know why you like Thomas. The problem for the people that don't like him is that he never takes accountability. Every time he says something, it's almost like an excuse for I know, but I did it for our parents. Instead of just being like, yes, I was wrong and I'm sorry. Because baby, when you was talking to Brooke, you were not sorry for what you had done. When you was talking to Steffi and telling her she should have kept her mouth shut, you were not sorry for what you had done. And when you came in here all smug and smiling, saying, y'all need me, you were not sorry for what you had done. And that's the problem. Steffi is like, you need to be held accountable. And he says, I want to be there for you. And I said, do Thomas not know what's going on with Sheila? Have y'all not told this man this? Does he not know? How is everybody else? I mean, everyone else is finding out. And Paris is a bone carrier. How does she not know to tell Thomas? I don't know, because she been at work. You know what I mean? And they haven't even mentioned it not one time. Because Steffi is telling him she's got a lot of stuff going on. So I'm just confused on that part right there. You're concerned about this, but you haven't mentioned anything about Sheila. But let's keep moving. So that's the problem that we have with Thomas is like he never takes accountability for what he has done. If he were to be like, I was wrong and I hate that I used my son like that and I hate that I hurt Hope and even might not like Brooke, but I was wrong for what I did to Brooke, then more people would probably be on his side. But when he's like this, it's the same way. I like Sheila, but when Sheila's wrong, I'm like, girl. Girl, I like you, but you wrong for this. And that's the problem, because it's like people can't be objective to your favorite characters and admit, yeah, they were wrong. They were wrong. And so the fact that Thomas walks into this office and it's just like so smugly, like, y'all need me. Come on, let me bring back to the line. And Steffi is just like, you keep thinking it's about business. It's personal for me. You were wrong. Like, she was like, I want my brother back. Like, I don't want a crazy man as my brother. I don't want a psycho for a brother. I want a brother that I could depend on, that I could tell something is going wrong and he can be there. And he's like, I'm sorry. And then even for him to say, I'm sorry, I wish I was perfect like you. He said something along those lines, and it's like, dude, you don't get it. Like, you don't get it. It's not about Steffi being perfect, because Lord knows, y'all know I don't really care for Steffi. Y'all already know that. But what I do like about Steffi is when push comes to shove, she does the right thing. Like, she's good. She's going to do the right thing. Now with the Sheila thing, I get it. She didn't want her mama going to prison. She don't want Lee going to prison. So the right thing for that, even though Sheila should be, I like Sheila, but Sheila should be in prison. Girl, come on. you know you're supposed to be in prison. But Steffi does the right thing. That's why it's easier to tolerate Steffi, because at the end of the day, you know that she's gonna, whether it's right or wrong, she's gonna do what she has to do or whatever. And if with Thomas, he just doesn't, and it's frustrating to watch all the time. But anyway, so she tells him, I'm not, we have to go through this with Dad, and we have to talk to Hope, and we have to do, it's just not me who can decide. And so he's pleading his case with her, and then Hope walks in and she's like, oh, Thomas, I didn't know you were here. And then she'll walk herself over there to the table. Baby, Hope's eyes got so big when she saw those designs. And you might as well get the girl a napkin, because she is drooling. She wants those designs so bad. I said, it's family or it's your career. That's what it comes down to. And Hope says, let me talk to Steffi. I said, girl, let this man see his son. I'm sorry. If you're gonna do, if you're okay with working with him, let this man see his son. If his son wants to see him, because Douglas would still want to see him, and they could work out some kind of supervised visit or something. But anyway, so she says, and Thomas tells her, I'm really sorry, but I hope that I can help your line. I want to be there for you, and I'm sorry that I put your line in harm's way by doing what I did to your mom and all that. He's talking a good game like most narcissists do. And then he leaves. And you know how I know this is all fake with Thomas? Because he gets over there to Paris, and she said, Thomas, what are you doing here? And he says, I just had a meeting with Steffi. I talked to Steffi, and she says, well, I was talking to Hope, and it looks like she's waiting. You might get to come on back. He said, oh, I think so too. They need me. That's how you know Thomas is full of it. Thomas is full of it, and Paris ain't no good either. I told you she's a bone carrier. She couldn't wait to go back and tell Thomas, this little fine monkey. Couldn't wait to go back and tell him, they want you back. She wants you back. And the truth of the matter is, Hope desperate self does want him back. She does want him back, because I have to think about my career. Girl, please. I have to think about all the people that work for me. Girl, please. Please. You can find, if this is supposed to be hope for the future, your vision, you can't articulate your vision to someone. Thomas just knows. He just gets it. So Thomas, what I'm hearing is Thomas, because I know it's hope for the future. But when someone like Rihanna is very hands on when it comes to all of her stuff. Like, she's like, no, I don't want that. I want it to look like this, and I wanted to do this. If that was you, Hope, however did they mess up your line so horribly? If you're that, what it looks like is that Hope for the future is Thomas for the future. That's what it looks like. These are Thomas designs, and he does it all, and you just put your name on it, which we know he's the lead designer, but it looks like she has no say in this, that he's just doing it. And she's like, okay, great. I like it. Let's put my name on it. Where it's like, you couldn't tell, I'm sorry, y'all not going to convince me that this girl couldn't tell Zende and Eric what she wanted as far as how her designs to look. You're not going to convince me of that. But anyways, child. So Steffi is like, Oh, are you seriously thinking about bringing Thomas back? She said, he just gets me. He gets what my line wants to be, and how I want it. He just gets me, and I don't know. And Steffi is saying what everyone is saying. You bring him back with no consequences. Hope that's what you're saying you want to do. He does these things. He has no consequences for them, and therefore he does not feel bad about them. So then when he does something else, he continues to think we're going to forgive him. Because he was even telling Steffi, "You forgiving me for other things," and she said, "You don't ever learn. I'm forgiving you, and you still don't learn." So now Thomas is outside of the door listening in, and Steffi is just like, "So what do you want to do?" And I said, "Hope wants a career. So if you're gonna be like this, I'm sorry. And I know some of y'all gonna disagree with me, but if you're gonna bring this man back because you want to save your career, then go ahead and co-parent with him. Go ahead and start co-parenting with him and bring him on into the office. Because what you're not going to do and what is wrong is for you to be like, yes, I want to bring him in, but I want him to work remotely. I want him to work email. And even when Steffi brought that up and she said, you still want him to work that way? I don't know. You want to be in the office with? Girl, stop it. Stop it. I cannot with hope. I cannot with hope. Go ahead and bring this man on back with no consequences. And then someone was in the comments because I said he needs help, and you were like, you can't force him to get help. I hear you. I understand what you're saying. And you said, but they need to like be like, if you want to come back, you have to go and get some help, from some kind of psychiatrist. Maybe they could do that, but I don't know if you could do that with business. But it is a family owned business, so maybe. I don't know, child. Y'all tell me what you think. Anyways, that was the deep dive for today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I will see you on tomorrow for the final episode of What Happened on the Soaps, the Bold and the Beautiful edition. Please be sure to join me for my live tomorrow. It will be 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central, 4:30 on the West Coast. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.